everybody? Welcome back to the show. Another episode, Backpack Mode right here. You know, I want to tell you guys, man, friendships means a lot of things. And this guest that I have right here, we've known each other for a long time. I mean, I'm not trying to show my age, brother, but, you know, or your age. But it's over 2 decades. Let's just say that. At least 2 decades. Yeah, you know. But I think we've aged well. I want to welcome you to the show. Everyone, this is Freddie right here. Freddie,
hi guys.
Thank you, Freddie. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate that.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Man, yes. As you guys can see, man, the artwork, you know, proves what it is itself. Freddie's an artist. As long as I know him, he's always had the skill set to, you know, put pen to paper and everything, you know. So I'm glad that he's here, and we're going to talk a little about what Freddie does and show you some of the artwork. So, Freddie, you know, just tell us a little about yourself. You know what you kind of do, and
I've always really enjoyed, you know, painting, like you said, and just drawing and stuff like that in general. Didn't really take part into really becoming serious about it until about maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
When I really discovered that's basically what I wanted to do, was become an artist. I started with flinging paint, you know, kind of like Jackson Pollock. That was my original inspiration.
Okay.
I saw Basquiat pieces. I saw you know, standard Picassos in the museum, and you know, the fact that somebody can put colors on a piece of paper and express themselves in that way was really appealing to me, and that's the reason why I think I decided to become an artist.
I dig it, man. The proof is right there, as we see, man. I know I don't have any type of skill set. I was always drawing with you know, stick figures and crowns and doing whatever else. I mean, I dreaded going to art class, you know, back when we were youngins and stuff like that. There was never a skill that I could pick up, and I've always envied people who could be able to, you know, bring the imagination to life and, you know, bring abstract, you know, things too as well. So, like I said, man, I'm glad to have you here. We have a nice spread over here, and I think if we're going to be classy with some art, we have some, you know, some classy wine and a nice charcuterie board set up too as well. So, as I always do to every guest that I bring on, I want to pour you the first glass and, you know, make it ceremonial and bring you on. So this is actually a Pinot Noir that we had from one of the shows that we did from the tasting room over here. So you guys can check that out too. Make sure you check out that video. All right. All right, Freddie. Let's break bread and let's cheers to you, man. Thank you, man.
Cheers, man. Thank you guys.
Cheers to a long friendship, man.
Thank you.
Cheers to that, brother. Tell me what you think of the wine. This is
oh my goodness, man. You know, you can really taste a bunch of fruity notes. It isn't too dry. Okay. Right, which I really do enjoy.
Yeah.
About. It's not as bold, you know, as I normally like. I do usually like
more full body, more
yeah,
like
more full body,
more, yeah,
something like that. Yeah, I would say. I mean, this is delicious.
Yeah, that's why I love Pinot Noirs. They're very versatile. You can pretty much go with anything.
Go with almost anything.
So, so shout out to Tasting Room, man. I mean, they hit it. This is my first time trying it too. So, great wine. You know, let's eat, man. Let's get some food here.
Okay,
pick yourself a plate. All right, brother. Go and grab on it, man.
What do you got, man?
So yeah. Got a salami over here, some charcuterie, the charcuterie board, and it's some salmon, grapes, and cheese too as well. So
we got some bruschetta over here.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at the bruschetta. It's all nice and delicious.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Get on that, man. So
I was really interested in trying the Manchego, man, the one that you tried. I've never tried that brand before.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll bring that to the table too, man. So now that you've been doing art, you know, a lot of your stuff. Where can most people find, you know, art or your art per se? I mean, like website or the art galleries, or if I'm somebody who wants to, you know, buy a piece like this. Let's just say I'm a bachelor. I just moved into an apartment. I'm trying to, you know, set it up, make it all look nice. You know, when people come over and they can. Where can I find something like this that, you know, that you do?
You know, Marcus, actually, you nailed it pretty much. That's what I've had a lot of younger creators actually that have come by to my stores, where I usually have a lot of small little, you know, simple shows where I have people come to. I also have pieces hanging now at the McLean Custom Art Gallery. They do custom art framing.
Okay.
That's in McLean as well. That's in on Curran Street. They have about 40 or 50 pieces of mine that they're switching between.
Oh wow!
Different pieces that they're displaying on different sides. So we're looking forward to having some of that out. I have a couple pieces at the Potomac. It's like a Potomac, like a consignment store. It's really great. It's like a hidden treasures type of thing. It's in Potomac, Maryland. Okay. As well, but that's another place that I have it, and that's about it.
Are these for auction, or is it like set price, or how do?
So she does have they actually in both places actually do have set prices on them. Okay. But they also always like to work with their clients as well.
Gotcha.
The McLean Custom Framing Gallery is something new. That's actually a friend of ours, of mine and my brother's, that just purchased that location, and then let me know that was something that he wanted to do. He was interested in my pieces and wanted to display them. So
okay,
I was really excited.
Because I'm thinking when I imagine art galleries, I think it is some intimidating place where there's snooty people there, and there's $1,000 prices and things like that. Am I embellishing it too much, or is that how does that?
How does that actually compare?
Right, or how does that compare? Yeah, I was gonna say.
I would say honestly, when it comes to the art world, I wasn't expecting it to be, I think, as easy as I thought it was to get into. Okay. However, the I guess the clientele that maybe the artist is always looking for is blue chip, right? Correct. Blue chip galleries, New York City, things like that. But you don't necessarily have to be there in order to be an artist. You don't necessarily have to sell 1 million pieces. Okay. I know I've only sold 20 pieces, let's say, in my entire career that I've done this, but they were pieces that were extremely meaningful. That took a lot of time of my life and a lot of my emotions to make. Yeah. And I think people appreciated that, and they were able to pay what they wanted to pay for it.
Right. I understand. Sense. You really can't put a price on an art when it's something that's literally comes from the artist itself, and it's something that's tangible that they can take home and put wherever they like, and it comes from the heart. Like I said, we can throw back to these pieces over here. I'm looking at it, and a lot of these I would take and put in a frame and put in my house. So
I appreciate that.
It's great, man. Another thing I was wondering too as well, when how do you find the concept, or do you see this in your head when it comes to you, or do you draw like a draft or a sketch, or does this just come to you and you freestyle it, or?
See, I have a process, man. Honestly. Okay. So now, basically, what I do is in my home, I wait for everyone to go to bed. Okay. Honestly, I usually I'm working on everything at about 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Sometimes I look down at my clock and it's 5. But that's really the time that I feel like I can express myself the most, because it's quiet. Okay. I have music. I have headphones on, or I have a book or a magazine, or whatever it is that is currently inspiring me at that point. It could even be just honestly raw emotion. Gotcha. When I get into it, man, that's where I usually get it from. I'm thinking about like maybe an internal struggle I'm having, maybe a little bit of anxiety. Maybe whatever. Maybe it's a matter of any of those emotions. I try to put them into the paper, because I feel like it really makes an impact. I think when you're staring at the piece of paper and you're like, when is that? You either see it or you don't. Right, and they can kind of make what they interpret of it. Exactly. If I take this could mean something different to me than it may mean to you, but it's we all appreciate it as art. One thing that one quote that I think really stuck with me with an artist that's been a huge inspiration to me was Basquiat. He always said, "Boom for real." Okay. When you're talking about art, it's there and it's in front of you, and that's what he always wanted. He always wanted something to hit you in the face. And it could be something as simple as a crown on a piece of paper, Gotcha. And he did it. And that's kind of what I'm striving for, is like the ability to really make it boom and stand out and almost make you uncomfortable, because I feel like that's what art almost is. Okay, gotcha. All right, well, I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna put you to the test and see what you got. If you can, provide something for the audience at home, and we'll see what we can do. So if you're ready to, I guess, step into the studio and put you in your world, I'll stay out your way, and or if I'll ask you a couple questions, however you feel. Okay. Maybe. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do it. All right, let's do it. All right.
feel like I'm at a real art gallery right now, man, and a studio, man. We got, I mean, what more can you ask for? You got, wine and, art, both things kind of, kind of go together.
I feel like the best part about making art, man, is that really you don't have a pattern. You don't have a specific thing, I think, in general that you want to put on the paper, man.
Okay.
I feel like, in general, I'm an artist, we have a very odd, skewed view of the world.
Right. I think so.
You know what I mean? I mean, you do video audio, videoing as well, and it's a different feel. You have a different perspective.
I think you're gonna have to. You have to let yourself go and go to that ancestral plane and just find that itself. So.
If you're at the point where you want to make art and you make it with an intention of it being a specific thing,
right?
Unless you're a master of art, it's just not going to happen. And you have to make it what it is, make it what it comes out to be.
Okay.
That's the first thing I think I learned in art is that you either have the ability to do something that really just stands out to people, or you don't.
Yeah, I don't. So but I'm definitely appreciative of it, and I love it. So
that's the best part about it, though, man. You'd be surprised. Surprised. You throw in some paper on some canvas, man. Some canvas, some paint. Even if it's just a little bit of spray paint, man. Like, I have a nephew that's 6 years old, man, and he whenever he comes over, man, I bust out the spray paint. I busted it out the first time I busted it out with him. He had no idea what to do. He was so surprised that you can use this can, you press the button, and that paint comes out.
Right.
A 6-year-old's face, realizing that he could be an artist, was the reason why I became an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's it, man. It's that whole. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Even if you're not maybe the best at it, you are the best at it because that's how you feel.
Gotcha.
Some people tell me my art doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I understand.
Right.
It doesn't. And it's not supposed to.
It's not supposed to, yeah. So.
It's supposed to make sense to me.
Yeah,
That's right. That's the hard thing about some of the galleries in New York is that they always look for sometimes some status quo artists. Like, you're not gonna find another Pollock. You're not gonna find Basquiat. You know what I mean? You're not gonna find a Picasso. You know what I'm saying? You're not. I mean, you do have artists that have that variation, that maybe that style, whatever it may be. But you're never gonna find something that's gonna be the same, and it shouldn't. It should never repeat itself. Art should never repeat itself.
Gotcha. Well, you know what they're never gonna find? Another Freddie. So I mean, I'm just saying, bro. But yeah, so
that's it, and that's the one thing, man. So here, in other words, for example, right, the biggest thing that I really do think about a lot, the Virgin Mary, in my culture, we really do, think about religious icons a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure in all religions, right?
Right.
We think about it a lot. The Latinos are like that. So, in here, in other words, in this, I realized that it wasn't going to be her, in other words, in this particular piece. I knew it was going to be a remembrance of her, but the roses and some that are holding her, you know what I'm saying? That it resonates with me because then I see sparkle around her. I still see her in it.
Yeah, I was going to say that my eyes are still drawn to this particular, this point right here. Yeah,
roses, right?
Yeah, I can see that without even knowing, stencil, and that makes me focus on it.
So this is my version of La Virgen Maria.
Oh, I love it, bro. Yeah, it's amazing. It's great.
This is one piece.
Gotcha.
Let's make more.
All right, let's make. Come on, yeah, we're here, so why not?
Make more.
I got time. You guys got time. We can do it, right? Yeah.
We do it. Let's do more.
You stand out your way. Make sure you don't get no paint on my
on your shirt right here.
Yeah, please. Don't get no paint on me. I already have enough already. So.
Tell me about that piece, man. I really like this.
Yeah, this is called the Backpack Mo. You subscribe to the channel and click the like button. That's the name of the piece.
What?
So yeah, it's called the Backpack Mo.
I like that, man. Like I said, spraying was my big thing.
Okay.
I used to love to spray, and or fling paint basically.
Right.
Right. So when you begin to kind of get an idea of what type of paint it is that you want to fling, whether it's house paint, acrylic paint, whether you want to do oil, whether you want to add some sort of thinner to the paint or whatever it may be to make it consistent. You see, obviously able to splash a little bit better. thicker the paint, the harder the splash is gonna be. But man, you can make patterns from sticks. I've flung paint with chopsticks, hangers. I made pieces with a dollar store oil funnel.
Gotcha.
You know, I've made pieces with things that I had no idea I could do. I started making bed sheets one time when being a broke artist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You run out of canvas. This stuff is expensive.
Uh-huh.
Bed sheets. Went to the thrift store and started getting canvas sheets. You know what I mean? Finding those type of things and making them happen, man. And I made some of my best pieces when I had absolutely no resources.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I would go to Home Depot, find wood scraps on the floor. You know what I mean? Get cheap paint, you know, things like that. Now that I can afford, you know, Montana Gold standard paint, it makes me happy to paint with them because I know that I'm trying to make and I will make what it is that I want to make.
Yeah, you see where you came from.
You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know, yeah. You get to really see it, man. Because the way that I see it, art, man, you're gonna eventually make a lot of things happen, and maybe, like you said, you know, that maybe you might not get, right? I think that's my favorite part. I think that's my favorite part is the fact that I can, you know, scribbles on the screen that make sense to me.
Yeah. I can see it like piece by piece, kind of, you know, like getting there.
I love this color, man. Oh, it's stuck.
There it goes. Yeah.
It's important to keep your tips clean.
Got it. All right, you hear that, people? Keep the tips clean, wash your hands,
You gotta
all
keep
that
them clean.
stuff, you know.
If you don't keep them clean, you get paint that kind of sticks sometimes.
Got it. What's the longest thing that it's ever taken you to done with, like, a piece that you would say that, you know, you probably put the most time into, hour-wise or days or however many?
One piece the piece that took me the longest was this piece that's called The Man in Crying. It's I actually used a big frame that was actually from a mirror.
Okay.
A friend had said, "Hey man, I have this big mirror about this size." I said, "What am I going to do with this?" I found a piece of plywood, cut it to the size. When I was putting it together, I used wood scraps that I had found. I didn't realize what I was making until I had made it, you know. And then afterward, I had made it. I realized I was making a metal crown, and I realized I had almost made some sort of religious icon, like a version of Jesus that I had in my mind.
Right.
I was making myself.
Okay.
Crying, agonizing, you know, and whatever pain I
Right.
was going through, and it didn't come out that way.
Okay.
You know, as soon as other people saw it, you know, they realized that it was like something different, you know, something that wasn't ordinary. And that piece took me 4 weeks.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the longest piece that I've ever taken to do.
No.
And I have pieces that are 8 feet long.
Do you still have that piece, or is there a piece that you made and you said, I can't release this? This is something I'm going to hold on to forever.
That's the piece.
That's
you know,
the piece.
honestly, that's
Yeah.
the one piece. I have a few of them, but that's the one that I think would take something major for me to actually sell it and get rid of
Right,
it. You know,
someone's gotta
because it's
bring
something
it.
important.
Yeah, I got you.
They got it. Yeah, they got to be either a serious collector, which I understand, and I would, you know what I mean, love to have somebody have it. Or honestly, if I've had people love it and they get uncomfortable by it.
Okay.
Because it's his hard stare, you know, his emotions are, he's crying, you know, he's got blood coming off. You know what I mean? It's an extremely hard piece, and it took me a lot to make it because I didn't realize that I wasn't making myself. I was actually making the agonizing person who sacrificed himself for us. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one thing that just wasn't normal. It wasn't something that I meant to do. You know,
Right.
it just kind of happened, and that was the longest piece that I made.
And like we said earlier, man, sometimes you can't put prices on things, and it's just and you put that much time and effort to it. I can see how you can want to hold on to something like that too. So.
Well, you know, in most cases, man, honestly, the people that have my art, you know, the people that really have my art are friends and family that basically say, hey, I love this piece. You know?
Right.
And the fact that somebody loves the piece makes me want to give it to them more because I could turn around and say, okay, well, that piece is $700.
Correct.
You know? Am I going to charge a friend that doesn't have $700 for a piece? No. You know, I would much rather have that hanging in their living room, in their bed, whatever it is that it's going to go, than to try to sell it to them at that price because it doesn't make sense.
Gotcha.
I would rather have them enjoy it, have it in their home, and collect it instead of saying, man, Freddie's pieces are beautiful, but I can't afford them.
Gotcha.
That's not how that works.
And that's not kind of why you kind of got into it from the beginning.
At all.
Yeah. It's
At all.
the same something that you realized that you obviously you had the skill set and the talent to do, and to bring it to life and make others happy.
I mean, when you try, like for example, like in this piece here right now, right? This is the point in time where I think in a piece where you're just kind of stuck. I don't know where to go at this point, right? But I know what I do know is that it needs to have blue in it.
Okay, let's have some blue.
So that's the one thing that I do know is that it's got to have some blue in it.
All right.
Marcus, I think the best part about art, man, is incorporating people into their art, man. Would you like to throw a can?
Yeah, I can. But
ahead, man.
All right.
Please,
I don't want to mess it up.
You're not. That's the best part about art, man. Art is expression.
I'm just gonna just fill in the gaps where I can go.
Hit it. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm looking at an M.
Like
you know
that.
what I mean?
The
M is.
That's the Momo, right?
Yeah, that's the Momo right there. Yes. Right, so
this might be you
there
right
you
here,
go,
bro.
right? Yeah,
This
you can find my art too as well.
This might be your piece, right?
Yeah, I'm playing the guitar. I'm getting some color in it. So wow, yeah. I like it. I actually kind of like how the colors contrast. We got dark and then the green and then the blue and the purple and all that too as well. So
I dig this purple, man. As soon as I saw this purple when I placed the order for the different paints, as soon as I saw the purple, I knew I immediately had to put it on something. Right?
Yeah.
So I made all kinds of different stencils and things like that, and I have so many different stencils. But there was one that I used in particular, actually this one, when I made this piece that looked like mountains. Obviously, you don't see it in the stencil itself, but as you're cutting it up and you have layers being put.
Oh, so you made these stencils?
Yeah, I made.
Oh, okay. Wow, okay, yeah, gotcha.
So I basically draw them and then I cut them out, right? And in some cases they don't come out what you want them to be, but I like the shapes. Like I didn't know I was gonna make boats one time until I realized that I could make them using just a rectangle piece of paper and folding it slightly. You know? So there are certain shapes, waves and things like that I was just always interested in doing, especially with spray paint. And I didn't realize how easy it was just by simply, applying a certain angle of a certain piece of paper.
Gotcha.
And it makes it work.
Okay. Well, I love it what we do. Everything's come out. I don't know if you're done or if you're I don't want to hold you up, but
good to go.
Okay. Good. This is so this is a piece right here that you guys saw me. I just did it. Backpack Mo. This piece right here is selling for $1,000, $1,000 US. Okay. And if you don't want to buy it, you can just always like and subscribe to the channel too as well. That also helps as well. And definitely, the most important, check my boy Freddie out, man. All of his links, all of his information will be down in the subscription box. And if you guys want to get a piece like this to hang up in your crib or your house, or even a gift to donate to someone who's just as a housewarming gift, it's a great thing as well. So like I said, check them out. Freddie, man, I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Thank you.
Been a long time coming, brother. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
You guys stay safe out there, man. This is Backpack Mo checking out, brother. I thank you guys.
See ya.
Blessings.
Take care.